Back in this, all right.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, we're back in session now, and somehow or other I lost my agenda there in the meantime.
I think we're on the sidewalk project, Judge.
No,
Somebody get it? All right, thank you.
Oh, Briarwood Road.
that's the one.
All right, we're on the first reading of the Briarwood Road Ordinance, Magistrate Greenwell.
Thank you, Judge. We're going to have a first reading of this ordinance, and I'm going to read it, and it's about the Briarwood that they did the petitions on that we've already seen. But anyway, ordinance KOC 16-620-167, an ordinance authorizing the expenditure of county funds to improve Briarwood Road, Subdivision Road in Borderwick Farms 5, LaGrange, Kentucky, to county standards, and to bring them into the Kentucky County Road System pursuant to KRS 179.470, paragraph 3, and to impose a special assessment on all lots so improved by such expenditures by the county pursuant to the provisions of KRS 91A.200 to 298A.290, and to reimburse the county for the expenditures to improve the subdivision roads. That really kind of summed it up right there.
I'll second that, Judge.
And the supporting exhibits, the petition and also the plats are attached to this ordinance. And the second reading will be May 17th.
I'm sorry.
Right.
It's the first reading.
This is the first reading today.
Yes.
And this ordinance will be posted on our website. So, anybody would like to read that, you can go ahead and do it. All right. The next item on the agenda here is has to do with the alcohol. And what this is here is a housekeeping measure. This will be our first reading of an amendment to the alcohol ordinance that we passed here earlier, KOC 16.410-181. Technically, the way we need to do this is to repeal the ordinance and I guess approve a new ordinance all in one measure. Is that right, Mr. Carter?
That's correct, Judge.
All right. The only change in this, there are about 3 words changed in this. If you go to page 20, you'll see that where the change is, it's should be in red there. Up in what it was is that it was brought to our attention that regarding the hours for sale and delivery of distilled spirits, wine, and malt beverages. We have Monday through Saturday between 8 a.m. and midnight, and Sunday between noon and midnight. We failed to mention the hours for package liquor sales, and so the amendment simply inserts the word "or offer package sales" during the same period that distilled spirits can be sold by the drink. So that's the only change. Magistrate Sparks.
Yeah, if we repeal and replace it, do we keep the ordinance number the same?
I believe it'd have a new ordinance number. But all the other wording's the same, it's just 4 words that, and we may have to amend it in the future if other housekeeping things pop up, but it's just.
We have a different
something was
ordinance number,
overlooked.
don't we?
Pardon?
Yes, we have to have a different ordinance number.
Yes, right, right.
I motion that we,
Well, we can't,
Oh.
this is just first reading, so this will come up again in 30 days. And it has to be advertised and put on the website. All right, the next item here is going to be our contract agreements and resolutions, KYTC agreement regarding the design phase for Spring Hill Trace sidewalks. And Belinda Demas is here.
This is an agreement between the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet and Fiscal Court for $85,000 in federal funds for the design phase of a Spring Hill Trace sidewalk project in Crestwood. The sidewalk will run along both sides of Spring Hill Trace from Kentucky 329 to meet existing sidewalk approximately 240 feet beyond the intersection of Spring Hill Trace and Spring Hill Court. I should put this up for you guys. This is a Crestwood project, and we are essentially a pass-through agency. Crestwood will pay the matching funds for this project. Fiscal Court is not actually participating financially in this project. And we're asking Fiscal Court to pass a resolution authorizing Judge Vogel to sign the agreement with KYTC.
So moved. Second.
All right, I believe this is Magistrate Logson's area. Magistrate Dye, all right. Okay, we already had it. It was made and seconded there while you were sleeping at the switch, yeah. Okay. All right, all in discussion, Magistrate Sparks?
This might be a ridiculous question, Belinda, but I'm curious. There's so much work goes into these grants and funding for these sidewalks and the prevailing wages and engineering studies. And I know you say it's 85,000 from the federal government, then 21,000 local. Would it be almost as cheap to do it on our own and a heck of a lot faster? Or is that 85,000 that they're giving us just so much that we've got to take it?
I really can't answer that question. I don't know what it would cost. You don't know what it's going to cost until you bid it. I mean, we can get an engineering estimate on it. Yes, it would be less expensive than what it's going to end up costing using federal funds and following all the regulations. Would it be significantly cheaper? I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, I just food for thought kind of thing.
I mean, yeah, I see where you're going with it, but I can't really answer that.
Thank you.
85,000.
Any?
Look at the bottom of page 18 of 19.
Yes.
That's the number that you're talking about. 422.5. You have the right-of-way, utilities, construction.
Yeah, and I will say, we don't anticipate any utility or right-of-way costs. The goal is to maintain the sidewalk within existing right-of-way and not to disturb any utilities or to have to buy any property. But what happens is you get into a project, you start the engineering, and you find out things you don't know. And that's, KYTC at this point asks us always to program utility and right-of-way funds because you don't know what you'll find once you start engineering. I mean, you can have a pretty good idea. That's why Crestwood paid an engineer to go in and look at this. We feel fairly confident about it. But you're never 100% sure until you're sure. So that's why we have that utility and right-of-way phase included, but we don't anticipate actually needing it for this project.
So,
Measure Greenwell.
Thank you, Judge. They just got finished pouring maybe 500 foot right across that creek going up the hill toward Brentwood. And I guarantee you they didn't spend half of that $85,000. Of course, what you're talking about is a whole lot longer piece, but you're also just talking about the engineering phase or the design phase.
Right.
So it can be done a whole lot cheaper if you own the land and if you're paying for it, obviously.
That's, I mean, fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
Any other discussion here? So we're being asked to allow me to sign the amendment here for this and go forward with the project. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you.
Thank you.
The AT&T participation agreement for 911 services, I think Kevin Nuss is going to address that.
Good afternoon. We have a data link between the courthouse here in LaGrange and Oldham County Central Dispatch for radio traffic. Because of the topographical area, we don't have a wireless connectivity for microwave, so we have to use a data link. It's been in existence for years. What happened when we got our last bill, we found out that the KIH-3 contract the KIH-2 contract had expired, and we had never signed a KIH-3 contract, so we need to, I'm asking the court to sign that contract so that we can maintain the service for the data link from the courthouse to OCD. And what that does, it gives police officers, jail, anyone in the LaGrange area a conduit to get back to OCD with the equipment that's on top of the courthouse here. And it's been, like I said, that link's been up for probably 6 or 7 years.
Okay, then Magistrate
make that
Sparks,
motion.
you want technology?
I'd be happy
You want to
to.
second the motion, or a motion been made here?
All right, I'll second the motion to approve the AT&T Kentucky Information Highway contract.
Is there any discussion on this? Magistrate Greenwell?
Kevin, is this the old T1 line or something they used to call it, or?
Well, it's two data, they're basically phone lines, but they only carry data. It's not a T1 line.
Okay.
It just carries data because we don't have a line of sight from here to dispatch.
Okay.
So we have to do it wirelessly.
And whenever they realized we hadn't signed this new agreement and we got a bill, did they just notify us, or was the bill significantly higher?
Bill was significantly higher, so we're going back and correcting that.
Okay.
All right, is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Under Human Resources Committee here, Magistrate Logston.
Yes, sir. Tina, if you want to come forward, then I'll make the motion after you explain what you're doing here.
Good afternoon. We have before you a job description that needs to be updated. It's the labor supervisor at the Parks and Rec Department. We had to change some of the duties on there. There are some supervisory responsibilities that weren't included in the previous job description. And so we're asking for approval for this position today.
Judge, the Human Resources met this morning, and we're going to go ahead and ask for approval for this new job description for the labor supervisor for Parks and Recreation, please.
Second?
I'll second.
Moving second. Discussion, Magistrate Greenwell.
Thank you. Who holds this present position now?
Mike Hamilton.
Okay.
Judge.
Yes, sir. Magistrate Dye.
In the redoing of this draft proposal here, the only thing changed was the duties, responsibilities and such. What about the salary ranges?
Yes, it did go up from a grade 23 to a 28.
What was that again? I'm sorry.
It went from a grade 23 to a 28.
How much is difference in, I don't know the salary levels for that. Just off the top of your head, how much was the salary just for 23?
I would say about 8,000 within ranges.
All right, thank you.
Magistrate Sparks.
It says assistant snow removal. That just means on the parks
Parking
properties.
lots.
It doesn't mean the road helping the road department, right?
No, not the road department. It's basically their parking lots and their sidewalks.
All right, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion passes 8-1. Next item here has to do with personnel actions. Ms. Schaaf?
The first one that we have is a step increase for Oldham County Police Department Officer Jordan Harrod. His base rate will be $23.73 per hour, effective April 1st.
Judge, I'll make a motion that we pass that step raise, please.
Moved and seconded, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Next item.
Sure, the next item is going to be for Parks and Rec. We are going to accept the resignation of Aaron Blaine, effective April 12th.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Did we skip
Aye.
one?
I'm going to do it next.
Okay, all in favor of accepting the resignation?
Aye.
Next.
The next item is the rescission of we're rescinding a resignation for Michael Hamilton at the Parks. He'll be making $19.74 an hour, effective tomorrow, the 20th.
So moved. Second.
Discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
So moved. Next.
We have a new hire for a building monitor, Taylor Hudnett, at $7.25 an hour, effective tomorrow, the 20th.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Then we have a resignation at the Maintenance Department, Tim Tyree, effective May 20th.
Let's
May
take our
2nd, sorry, May 2nd.
Let's take both our resignations here at once.
Okay. We have resignation of Tim Tyree effective May 2nd, and Scott Betts from Dispatch, effective April 14th.
Make that motion. Accept the resignation.
Okay, moved and seconded, discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have a couple of board appointments coming up here now. Sorry to say goodbye to Mike Riley, who has been a good member of our Board of Adjustments. Mike is actually leaving the area, and we wish him the best. Thank him for everything he's done for Oldham County. I'd like to recommend in his place David Pate. David is Director of Security at Commonwealth Bank and Trust Company. He's also been Security Risk Manager at BBT Corporation, and at one time, quite a few years ago, was in his own business in security related to banks and other types of institutions. I think he is a lifelong, or pretty about almost lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been here as long as I've been here, so I think a lot of people know him. So,
I'd make that motion, Judge.
Second.
any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you. And then we have reappointment to the Ethics Commission. That'd be Tom Kamer for a term to expire on May of 1st of 2019. Tom has been on the Ethics Commission. Thank goodness our Ethics Commission hasn't had any business to investigate for some time, but we have them in place in case they're needed. All public employees submit once a year a financial disclosure form, and the Ethics Commission examines those forms to make sure there are no conflicts of interest among public employees or elected public employees, and then also they're available in case anything else comes up, but we're all very thankful nothing is needed to be investigated.
I'd like to make that motion, Judge.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Opposed? So moved. Now we'll move on to, I don't think there's anybody here to deal with public comment now. So we'll go through our magistrates here and see if we have any updates that they'd like to provide the community. I guess we'll start with Magistrate Logston.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to let people know that the northbound lane to I-71 is still on track to be opened back up again on April 28th. I stopped by and talked to some of the state workers this morning, and they say that they're still on target for doing that. You know, unless it rains Thursday and they can't get it finished or whatever, but it's still slated to open up on the 28th. So please just watch the signs and know that it's coming forward. And that's it, sir.
Thank you. Magistrate Dye.
Don't have anything, Judge.
Magistrate Eldridge.
Thank you, Judge. I had gotten a couple of phone calls and had been working on a project, and really appreciate Becky Zocklin was the one that finally got the answer on this and bailed me out. But some of my people had called and said that they had dumpsters in their yards that they had used to get rid of waste, and they could not get the dumpster company to come get the dumpsters out of their yard. It turns out those dumpsters were owned by In-N-Out Dumpster Service, who has filed for bankruptcy. The court trustee has hired Waste Pro to haul away any In-N-Out dumpsters that remain on customers' property. If you encounter anyone stuck with one of these dumpsters, they should call Waste Pro at 502-969-7684. Again, that's Waste Pro, 502-969-7684, and they will come and get those dumpsters out of your way. Thank you.
So at this point, In-N-Out is out,
Exactly.
period.
But they're still in.
Magistrate Sparks.
Yeah, Judge. To comply with your request that we update our committee meetings, I'm going to go ahead and make the Technology Committee meeting regularly scheduled on the first Tuesday of the month quarterly. So that would be January, April, July, and October from 11 to 12 o'clock.
All right, good.
Okay? And I'll give that to
All
our
right, give that
secretary.
to Sheila. All right. Magistrate Greenwell.
Thank you, Judge. I just want to thank all the employees who helped out at the surplus auction we had this past Saturday. Had several county employees there, and some of them didn't have to be, but they were there. And anyway, it was a successful sale, and I just wanted to thank them.
Thank you. And
How much did we make?
I think we took in about $27,000, and Ricky Timberlake did a very nice job, and I appreciate you recommending him. Magistrate Leslie.
Yes, two things. Annually, we get a request from the Oldham County Ministerial Association. This year, we were contacted by Al Early, and they would like to use the gazebo Thursday, May 5th, for the National Day of Prayer, and I'm hoping everybody will again say yes to their request.
Is that the motion?
Yes.
All right, Second?
Second.
All right, moved and seconded. Discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I thought you said, going to say come and pray, and that'd be nice, too.
I pray every day before I come to fiscal court, that it'll be short. And I have one other thing, or two other things. At our last safety meeting, Kevin Nuss approached me about the signage on people's houses. And I told him I'd go over to dispatch, and he asked if it was okay if some of the people, first responders, come. So I had officers from several police agencies, EMS, and quite a few fire departments. And they're having problems getting to people's houses on runs because they don't have signage on their mailbox, or it's very small, hard to read. They may call in to 911 and they say, I'm on 1100 Highway 42. Well, is that 1100 East or 1100 West? And they don't know. So we're going to be working on something. Kevin was going to send me some information on ordinances that they have in Shelby County and in Louisville Metro to try to put something together. At the Crusade for Children, they're going to be putting out postcards recommending people put letters on their mailboxes, both sides, 4 inches high, on something that's reflective, because when they're making a run at 3 o'clock in the morning, they can't always see the addresses. And some people don't have posts or something like that out there where they can see them, so it can be a matter of life or death. And another problem they encounter is some people have the same address because they have one driveway. So we're going to have to address that issue. So there's a lot of things on that. We are still working on the fireworks ordinance, and I talked to the chief briefly, and he reread it, and he saw some verbiage in there that he felt needed to be changed before we bring it forward. Also, I talked to the chief, and I talked to Brent. I haven't talked to Bob Dye yet, but I would like to have the public safety meetings the third Tuesday of the month at 12 o'clock in the magistrate's workroom, with the exceptions of January, April, July, and October.
Okay, thank you.
And that's all I have.
Appreciate it. Magistrate Tice.
I have nothing today, thank you.
Magistrate Likens.
I had something, but I forgot what it
Yeah,
was.
well, it's a function of
Nothing
being,
today. It is.
over 60. Mr. Carter.
Thank you, Judge. I have two things. First thing is that the state has released its DUI conviction rate for the 5-year period 2010 to 2014, and Oldham County is number one in the state DUI convictions at 93.6%. Second thing is a public service announcement. As of April the 15th, if you've not paid your property taxes, they're now delinquent. You need to pay them to the county clerk's office, or if you can't pay them, you can reach an agreement with our office to pay them. If you haven't paid them by the end of July or the 1st of August, the county clerk sells those delinquent tax bills, and the cost of getting your property clear dramatically increases. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations thank you for doing a good job on those DUIs. We don't want any intoxicated drivers on our roads in Oldham County.
Can I ask a question about that?
And did you have a question about that?
Yeah, is it because we have less people that we charge with DUI, or, is there a significant reason? You're just so good at your job?
Because we're good at our job. No, they classify counties by population, and we're in the high population area, and the average in the high population area is 85.6%. Fayette County is just behind us. I'll tell you how many it was. There were 1,396 DUI arrests and 946 convictions in that 5-year period.
Has that increased since we've been moist?
I don't have no idea. I don't have it year by year, I couldn't tell you.
Well, I'm going to wind this up in just a minute. I would like to say that thanks to Deputy Judge John Black, we had a meeting out at Oldham Reserve this morning. He organized a group, and I'd say probably 30 people showed up out there, maybe more. And we're going to be having something on Channel 25 about it and on our Facebook page. It was a good tour into the interior of Oldham Reserve where Louisville Paving is working. And it's pretty surprising to see the amount of earth that's been moved out there and to open up that property. We all felt good about it, and we're thankful to have that meeting. So watch for Channel 25. We're going to have a little production on that will be running soon. And I thank the number of magistrates who were able to show up this morning. So appreciate you all being there. And it was a good session. All right, with that, okay, I've got one other thing here, just to read into the record. We have asked all of our standing committees to designate a time when they are going to meet. So we've heard a couple of them here. Building and Maintenance is going to meet on the first Tuesday quarterly. That's January, April, July, and August at 12 to 12:45. The Economic Development on the third Tuesday each month at 12:30. Grants on the first Tuesday quarterly at 1 p.m. or 12:45 to 1 p.m. It's not going to take you long to give out that money, is it? 15 minutes, and
Goes pretty fast.
the dollars go fast. Human Resources each Tuesday at 11 a.m., or the third Tuesday, that is. Parks on the third Tuesday of each month at 1:30, and Roads on the first Tuesday of each month at 1 p.m. So those are standing committee meetings, and we invite, they're open to the public. Everybody who would like to attend is welcome to do so. Is there a motion to adjourn? All in favor, please say aye.